Here we are again, discussing some Ghost Recon topics. And as I contemplated all the things we've discussed as a community as to what we'd like to see in the next Ghost Recon game, I thought I'd bring some attention to some issues that haven't really been spoken about. This isn't a discussion about wanting specific or certain mechanics or fixing a lot of the gameplay mechanics that we've discussed in this community. Rather, I'd like to discuss some in-game bugs and development issues that seem to be a thorn in the side of this franchise. I know that some of these issues are a headache for developers to create and iron out, but let's discuss them and hope for the best moving forward. Number 1. Doors. It's a surprise that there are no doors in Ghost Recon. In Wildlands, the developers created a breach mechanic where the player was able to kick a door down or blow a door up. However, good old-fashioned doors that swing open and shut are nowhere to be found in the game. In Breakpoint, we were given these Star Trek doors that open and close as the player gets close to them. A good replacement for the original door and probably a workaround for the headache that door development brings. But still, throughout the entire game, not one real door is to be found. I understand that doors are a huge issue for developers, and I could only begin to imagine the complexity with programming them to open and close and have players walk through them with clipping issues. I'm not sure if certain game engines are tailored to give an easy door implementation. Perhaps Anvil Next does not do doors well, but I would like to see this issue get tackled moving forward in Ghost Recon. Doors that open, doors that close, doors that can be blown up and breached. We have to consider the popularity of games like Call of Duty and Arma, indie games like Ready or Not, Ground Branch, Escape from Tarkov. All of these games in the tactical shooter space provide doors, and Ubisoft has an opportunity to implement some interesting breach mechanics into Ghost Recon, if that's where their design philosophy chooses to go moving forward. I understand Ubisoft's immense open world has never truly focused on large sprawling cities, complex compounds, and CQC, but it would be nice to see in the next iteration of this franchise large urban areas where CQC gets some much needed attention and doors play a major part of breaching buildings. Gone should be the day of wide open doorways in my opinion. Number 2. Ladders. Another complex mechanic for game developers are ladders, and I'm hoping in the next game, Ubisoft will have figured out this mechanic, because nothing is more cheesy than being up in an area that is only accessible via a ladder, and enemies cannot get to you because they are not able to climb ladders. I'm hoping Ubisoft Paris will be able to figure out this issue in their next Ghost Recon game, and we could have enemies who won't get stuck at the bottom of a ladder trying to get to the player's location because they are unable to climb it due to development issues. Number 3. Lights and lights through buildings. I understand that for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Ubisoft perhaps wanted to make certain lights indestructible and forced us to utilize gadgets. But I think all lights should be designed to be destructible simply by shooting them. On top of that, it was great to see enemies in the game had flashlights on their character, and I hope Ubisoft can iron out the bug that plagued Ghost Recon Breakpoint, where enemy lights shine through walls and floors. If Ubisoft is to continue on with this franchise and this genre, nailing flashlight mechanics is a must, and I'm hoping that lights will not shine through walls in the next game. As far as a gameplay mechanic, I hope to see flashlights available for players to equip on their weapons, so enemy AI will have to be programmed to see and react to player flashlights. Number 4. Rendering. I think we all understand open world games are much harder to design from a rendering perspective, because you can't hide the entire game world like linear games are able to. Loading things in and out of memory must be an impossible task to those of us who don't understand what it entails. As we all know, Ghost Recon Breakpoint had some huge rendering issues when viewing things at a distance. Fences and objects would render right before the player's eyes, Zooming in and out with their weapon binoculars or drones showcased how poorly optimized the game felt when it came to this topic of rendering. Trees changed right before our eyes, and it felt like a really huge issue that needs lots of attention. I'm hoping Ubisoft Paris has learned a lot over the past couple of games and can really nail any type of rendering issues moving forward, especially now with next generation consoles. Let's hope that any new Ghost Recon game will be next gen only. Therefore, the developers will have the opportunity to push the limits of what they are able to do and solve these rendering issues that plagued Ghost Recon Breakpoint. These issues are some, amongst many, but these are some I would definitely like to see fixed for the next Ghost Recon game, and some I feel are not talked about a lot within the community. Obviously, there are a lot of in-game mechanics and gameplay issues that need addressing as well, and if you've been a part of this community for the past 3 years, you know we've discussed everything from top to bottom, and we've tried to give Ubisoft constructive criticism in hopes that we could shed some light on these issues and how we would like to see them fixed, changed, or implemented moving forward. So, what are some things that come to mind for you as far as in-game bugs and issues that you feel you would like to see fixed in the next Ghost Recon game? Let me know in the comments below and we'll discuss it like always. Alright Ghosts, that's all for now. Everyone have a great day and I will see you all in the next video. Alright guys, peace.